only will they make you fat, but they will also kill you. Just 1 single gram can add a whole pound onto your body weight, just like that. Next thing you know, your life will be snuffed out. Those evil little macronutrients are not worth your time. Don't eat them.
We're about to dip into that.
Alright guys, obviously that last clip was just a joke. I'm Josiah Brannon, an NASM certified personal fitness trainer. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of carbs. So just like with my training style, diet, everything in moderation. You know, you need to have a proper amount of fats, proteins, and carbs in your diet, in my opinion, to have a healthy, well-rounded diet. So let's get right into it and discuss the difference between protein, carbs, and fats when it comes to calories. Alright, to understand why carbs are important, let's first look at the calorie breakdown of how many calories are in 1 gram of carb, 1 gram of fat, and 1 gram of protein. So, if we look on here, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, and 1 gram of carb is 4 calories. So just from a basic understanding, you'd think, oh, maybe I should eat more carbs and proteins to feel more full throughout the day, which would make sense, rather than eating lots of fats. So, as we know, when it comes to weight loss, if you want to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you consume. So, if you eat 2,800 calories throughout the day to lose some weight, a little bit of weight, you need to burn 3,000 calories. Now, a lot of people will do keto, which emphasizes limiting out carbs. And when you start doing keto, you're going to lose a lot of water weight initially. So it's going to make you look like you've lost a lot of weight, when in reality, you haven't. So my view on weight loss or just diet in general is everything in moderation. So based on that, what percentage of your diet should be made up of fats, carbs, and proteins? Well, according to the study and the research, about 20 to 35% of your diet should be made up of fat, 10 to 35% of protein, and 45 to 65% carbs. Now this is just for your average person. If you're prepping for a bodybuilding show or doing something like that, you're going to have to adjust these. So based on that, that would create a pretty healthy diet, and that's pretty much what I've been following so far. Now, people who go really high in fat, like if you're on keto or something like that, 35% or more of your daily caloric intake being from fat, this leads to less satiety. So what does that mean? It just means you don't feel as full throughout the day, which can then lead to overeating and hunger, which can make sticking to your diet harder. So your peripheral satiation mechanisms, those are chewing, swallowing, and digestion, and because fat is very, very dense. So let me give you an example here. So we have two items. We have this big bowl. Now let's picture there being a big salad in there with some fat-free, low-fat salad dressing. Okay, this big full, or you got this tablespoon here, and this is filled with oil. This little tablespoon of oil would equal as many calories as this bowl of salad. Now this is a lot less chewing, swallowing, and digestion than this big, huge bowl of salad. These two difference, this one could make you feel a lot more full, while you just say this is about 400 calories and this is 300. Or this is 400 as well. You take this down, you're not going to feel that full. You're going to want to chew some more. Those natural tendencies that your body has that makes you feel more hungry. If you don't do enough chewing, you're not swallowing enough, that whole idea, or your digestion isn't having to work as hard, it's going to make you feel hungrier throughout the day. So this will make you feel more full. So that's one issue if you eat high fat diet is, you're going to feel more, typically, most people feel a little bit more hungry throughout the day. Okay, so let's see, what exactly do I do myself? Well, for me, currently, I'm in the pre-stages of my prep for a bodybuilding show and doing men's physique, natural show, and I'm currently eating 2,800 calories. So right now my macro split is 30% fat, which equals 93 grams of fat throughout the day, 30% of protein, which equals 210 grams of protein, and 40% of carbs, so 280 grams of carbs each day. So that's a pretty balanced macronutrient split there for you. As you can see, 40% is a little under the daily recommended 45 to 65% on carbs. I'm trying to lower my carb intake and increase my protein as I'm dieting down for a bodybuilding show. That's what a lot of people do and recommend. As a natural, you do want to still keep your carb intake a little higher, as this will help you feel better throughout the day, keep your hormones a little bit better balanced, and just help overall. So you can see from the chart, 40% carbs, 30% fat, and 30% protein. Okay, so this brings us to our next key understanding. So what are the key functions of carbs? Now, carbs, they are your go-to source of energy for your body. So when you're going to exercise, you're walking, you're doing your daily tasks, your body automatically uses carbs to create energy to help you function and perform those tasks. Now, if there aren't carbs on hand, it will resort to using protein and fat, but however, this is the main source. And it's your primary source for your brain. So if you're low on carbs and depleted on carbs, you may realize you don't think as clearly and function as well throughout the day. And that can be huge. Like people are like, man, I have brain fog. Well, are you eating enough carbs? That might help. And next, carbs preserve muscle. So every 0.5 grams of carbs per pound of body weight that you eat within an hour after working out will help inhibit muscle breakdown. So help prevent your muscles from wasting away and breaking down. A lot of times people think, oh, it's protein. I got to eat protein right after the gym to build muscle and prevent my muscle from wasting away. Let's say you have 150 pounds of muscle on your body and you work out and you don't eat anything and your body doesn't have any energy. Well, then it may break down some of that muscle, and now you only have 148 pounds of protein instead of 150. Well, if you eat, so according to the study, if you eat half a gram of carbs for every gram of body weight, for every pound of body weight, it will help inhibit and allow you to build more muscle. So carbs are another great reason. You're trying to build muscle, eat a half a gram of carb after your workout within an hour. That might not be super important, but you could eat it within an hour, and that will help prevent your muscle from wasting away and help you build more muscle in the future. So instead of losing 2 pounds of muscle because you didn't eat anything, you may now either keep your muscle, 150 pounds of muscle that you had, or maybe build an extra pound of muscle on. These are just random numbers. You're not saying you're going to be that drastic if you don't eat. And then finally, a special type of carb is fiber, and fiber promotes good digestive health, which can then lessen heart disease and diabetes, and no one wants to have that. Okay, carbs are turned to glucose, which is blood sugar, which is used for energy in your body. Now, there are 2 types of carbs. You got the simple carbs and you got complex carbs. Simple carbs are easily broken down in your body and quickly used for energy. And some examples, some naturally occurring examples are milk and fruits. And they can also be like refined sugars, such as candy, soft drinks, table sugar, any of that type of option. So those would be glucose, fructose, sucrose, and lactose. And then complex carbs. Now these are made up of sugar molecules that are strung together in long complex chains. This makes them harder to break down and means that the energy can't be utilized quite as fast, such as peas, beans, whole grains, and vegetables. Alright, so now let's look at the difference between complex and simple carbs. Which one's better and why? Alright, so you may be asking yourself, what's better, simple or complex? Overall, when you look at the broad picture, complex carbs are the best option and ones you should be eating the most of. However, simple carbs do have their time and place. So why are complex carbs better? Well, they are more nutrient rich, such they have fiber and vitamins, and all this is important for your body to function and feel good throughout the day. They're also more filling. So if you're trying to diet or just maintain your body weight and not suffer during the process, these will fill you up more and cause you to have less hunger, which will then in turn allow you to eat less and feel good doing it. So it makes dieting easier. They will also manage your blood sugar spikes after meals, which can help if you have type 2 diabetes, help you kind of regulate your blood sugar levels. And That's important because you don't want to get, if your blood sugar levels are flying all over the place, that can cause diabetes in itself. And it gives you a longer lasting source of energy throughout the day because they're slower digested. Now, simple carbs, they give you energy like that, which is good, but they have a lot of risks. They can, when you eat it, it gives you that energy, but it also causes your blood sugar to shoot up really fast, which will then increase insulin demand. And if that happens a lot, it can cause your body's insulin demand to get all out of whack, which then can cause diabetes. And it can also increase your risk of cancer. No one wants that, right? I mean, come on. So that means, based on looking at that, it makes sense, okay? The majority of my diet should be complex carbs, and then filled in on specific certain circumstances, we'll eat some simple carbs, which we'll look at in just a bit. So this brings us to the glycemic index. And you may be like, okay, I've never heard of this. What exactly is the glycemic index? Well, it's a rating scale to rate carbs from ones that cause your blood sugar, your blood glucose levels, your blood sugar levels to shoot up really fast, which will only cause insulin spikes. And the ones that do that are going to be towards the top, which glucose is rated 100, which is the top, and then everything falls in down below. So your complex type carbs are typically going to fall into the more moderate to low range, and your simple carbs are usually going to range towards the top, and those are the ones, the higher the glycemic index, supposedly the worse that food is for you. However, it could be used in specific instances to result in more energy when you're trying to hit the gym, for example. So let's look at this here. Some examples. 55 glycemic index rating or less is a low range. So an example are peanuts. They have a glycemic index rating of 14. So, that's a pretty good complex type carb to eat. Then you got grapefruit, which has a glycemic index of only 25. Nice fruit there. And then you got chocolate milk. Who would have thought that? That's a 32, man. It's a low glycemic index rating. Not bad. You can have your chocolate milk. No problem with that. Next, let's look at the moderate zone. We have at 58 glycemic index rating, we have oatmeal. So still pretty solid. 61 glycemic index rating, we have sweet potatoes. And then at 69, whole wheat bread. So, not bad. All right, and then finally we have our high glycemic index rating. And then just because it's high doesn't mean you can't eat it. There's certain times you can eat it, but just don't go overboard. The JB Fitness principles, everything in moderation. So 72, we have popcorn. At 78, Gatorade. People always think Gatorade's super healthy and good for you. No. Gatorade actually is high on the glycemic index rating, has a lot of sugars, and that's probably why it's high. And it's really not that great for you. And then you have at 90, gluten-free bread. So I have the big craze these days, oh, I'm gluten-free. Okay, you're gluten-free. Good for you. High glycemic index bread if you're eating bread there. So good luck. So yeah, overall you want to keep your carbs more in the complex zone. Now, let's look at the instances where you want to have simple carbs and how to utilize them to best help your body function. So let's look at that. Okay, so then when should you eat simple carbs? Pretty simple, right before a workout. Pretty much, simple carbs are easily digested by your body and quickly used for energy, which will make you feel good and give you more energy to pump out those extra reps or run faster or whatever you're going to do. Now, this also increases your blood sugar levels, which then increases the insulin hormone, which has a lot of effects that we could get into in a totally another video. But pretty much it allows your body to absorb amino acids and glucose better, which will then allow you to recover from your workout faster and build more muscle. It gets a lot more detailed than that, but that's the basic gist. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment down below and like the video, as this lets me know that you enjoyed it, and it also helps the YouTube algorithms promote the video and help it do better. So I'd always appreciate if you do that. Also, if you're not subscribed, which many of you are, and if you are, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys' support. We'll be coming out with more scientific content here. But if you're not, subscribe down below and turn on the bell notification so that when I come out with a new video, you'll be notified immediately. As always, I am an NASM certified personal fitness trainer, and so I have online and in-person coaching. So if you're interested in working with me, just follow the link in the description below, and I'd love to work with you to help you accomplish your goals. Thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to share it with a friend, subscribe, Peace out and God bless.
Let's go, let's go!